Hi, I'm Laura Grace from thelittlewitch.com, and today we're going to talk about how to win the lotto with tarot. So, there is a specific tarot card in the deck, in the Major Arcana, that I always refer to as my lotto card. It is the Wheel of Fortune, which is number 10. So, decided to do this today because I'm sitting in my office. I thought I had a client, but I misread my schedule. It is Tuesday and she's here on Thursday. So we're going to talk about winning the lotto of having some free time. The decks that I primarily use for reading, even though I have all kinds, are the Drude Tarot deck, the Morgan Greer Tarot deck, and of course the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. So those, I pulled the Wheel of Fortune from all three of those decks. We're going to talk about them. So when I was first starting to learn, it was suggested to me to use the Rider-Waite deck just because that's what everybody was doing. So this is the Rider-Waite Tarot deck Wheel of Fortune card. There's all kinds of lovely runes in there. There's all kinds of lovely imagery in there. You've got the circle for your wheel. I've always read this card as, and was taught to read this card as, oh, are we focused? Is this thing on? Anyway, I've always been taught to read this card as something's going to come around. Oh my God, I'm totally gapping out. When something comes around, sometimes the timing is just perfect and you've got to grab that opportunity, or you've got to grab the opportunity to make some movement or to make some change or to say yes to something. Because it might not come around again. So, but whenever this card lands on my deck, I call it the Wheel of my Lotto card. Mainly because it's like, grab it now. Whatever's happening is such good fortune, and there's no time to waste in making a decision. This is the Wheel of Fortune card in the Morgan Greer deck. It's kind of dark in my office because I don't really read with the big lights on. Can I? Oh, yeah. So there you have a couple on the wheel. They are toasting each other. You've got somebody who has fallen off. I always think of that as the Fool for some reason. And I'm not sure where that came from. But I often feel like that means it's time to... Man, sometimes I want to do this like I do readings in nice and slow motion. I start to look out for help from my guides. I always feel like this is again, a positive card for me. It's a take the chance, jump on the opportunity, grab it while you can. So an interesting thing happens with the Drude Tarot with this card. Check that out. Drude Tarot, I hope you can see this already. It's hard for me to tell with my glasses on if this is clear. Whenever I read this card from the Drude Tarot, this more is about making your own fortune for me. So I read it a little bit differently when it's with this deck. This talks about putting your ideas of what you want to manifest down on paper. It reminds me of when I do circle. So I put myself in sacred space, I make my wishes, and then let them go and trust that they're manifesting. So 10 talks about, if you look at the numerology and how I have simplified the numerology for myself, and when I was studying, your cards go from 1 to 10. I'm saying a lot. Your cards go from 1 to 10, so 1 is new beginnings and 10 is absolute endings and finishing it up. And this shows me, look, we're almost there. Whenever I read from this card, it says we're almost there. Have patience that everything that you've put out there is brewing. It's working on itself and it's coming. Trust that it's happening, and look forward to things happening. So 10, again, talks about things coming to fruition. So with the other cards, when we're talking about 10s, for me, this one says, it's happening now, jump on it, grab it. don't let the little voice talk you out of it. So anyway, eventually I think I'm going to go through the Major Arcana first, and I'm not really going in any particular order, but I will title the videos, or it'll be somewhere in the videos if you're following along. I'll also make a playlist in my YouTube channel of learning to read tarot. And then at some point, after we learn the cards, we're going to learn how to put them all together and tell a story. This is how I teach my classes. This is just going to take you a little bit longer to get through rather than coming and sitting with me for a weekend or two. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. It helps us out. Every little subscription, every view. We're working on 1,000 subscribers, and if you are too, message us at the bottom here in the video, in the comments of the video, that you've subscribed, and I will subscribe back, because we all have to help each other grow our channels with the different changes with YouTube. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.